Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back through the mists into the lands of Barovia, that blighted vale trapped beyond the mists in the realms of Ravenloft. And a massive thank you to everyone who is already joining us. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for the follow from before. Let me just grab that name so I get it proper. Aganiki? Aganiki, thank you for that follow before, and also thank you for the resubscription, Sneaky Rogue Thief, Hey Island, 7 months, thank you so much, and 9 months total, thank you so much, and everyone that's already hanging out, EDH, Patron Saint, thank you, Marion, as well. Thank you. For those subscriptions there, good to see you, EDH, good to see you, Charlie. Hans, thank you so much for today, for me. Last night, I guess it was today for you as well. Did you sleep at all? Okay, man after my own heart.
I mean, it was today for you is an unusual sentence.
It's confusing. It's confusing. They're in California, we're in Japan, all over the place. Yes, everyone, do enjoy your new followers emotes, because we have been admitted to the follower emote program. So there are lots of Count von Zarvich. Good evening. See, that's the problem, Asara and Edgar, with coming back here into Barovia. We're a little bit closer, and we thought we defeated Count von Zarevich, but we just drew them closer to our bosom.
Yeah, they keep showing up. It's very rude. Like, we trapped you in a box, and then you just appear and say hi. Like,
thank you, Patch. Thank you so much. Okay, Patch.
This is the box. The box is the internet.
A well-deserved gifted subscription there. Thank you very much, Patch. As we had a lovely time over on Hans's channel earlier, chatting about D&D and Kickstarters and all the places that our money goes. Okay, so thank you all so much for everyone being in here already. It's lovely to have you along for the ride and joining our adventures whenever you are able. Not only all of you, but those in the VOD squad too, thank you so much for joining us as well. It's always a pleasure. I hope you're enjoying the new, trimmed down version. As I've started cutting off all the music at the start, so it just goes straight into the video instead. Much, much, much nicer, much more streamlined for your viewing pleasure. Now, let us also say a massive thank you to our relatively new friend here and sponsor, the fabulous Arcane Library. He said, realizing he doesn't have their logo on this particular page. How rude! Give me 2 seconds there. Who's that?
But they are seriously
Hans,
awesome.
thank you so much.
Played so many of their missions, and every single one of them is just such an interesting twist. And what
It's so much fun.
Which should be like either a basic puzzle or a basic combat or a basic conversation, has so many twists, turns to make it so interesting. I absolutely loved every single time we've done one of them.
Paid sponsorship. Paid sponsorship by Zenicus. Thank you.
It's because it's like good ass content. Like, I'm gonna tell them about good content.
Yeah, it's an easy sell. It is definitely an easy sell. Let me put them up there in the corner. I think that'll work nicely. And transition. There they are. Hello. The scary beholder-esque logo. Okay. Yes, the Arcane Library, the fabulous publishers of all sorts of adventures and things. Let me do this over here in chat. Please go and check them out. And also, stick around this evening for your chance to win a digital copy of the adventure that we are using to kick off this new campaign of ours. Just a second session today, so you have not missed out on too much at all. There is a little bit of history, a little bit of backstory that will be rolling over, because this is the continuation of the aftermath of our Curse of Strahd game, hence an Esmeralda. And you may recognize Zenicus and Asara from said campaign if you were nice enough, kind enough, and able to join us. Let me make Esmeralda a bit larger. There you
Yay!
go. Okay. Sorry, you were teeny tiny for some reason. Okay.
Wow, no, you're massive.
Just
and you're moving. Ah!
As I should be.
Yeah, it's not the camera. Your camera is fine.
Yeah. You grew massive and covered over Edgar.
Yes. And then, yes, please do head on over and give them a check out on the Arcane Library, as they do have all sorts of things. We have used their stuff before as we delved beneath the Blue Water Inn in a certain nearby town and used some of their spooky content for that, and we have used their stuff over in our offline Eberron game and all sorts of things. Fabulous things. Hey Stormfell, good to see you. And always a very, very interesting style of presentation. Each encounter in the adventure is all on one page, very neatly listed up and bold on the keywords, and very, very easy to use as a DM. And beautiful maps from their wife as well. Fantastic wife and wife pair producing these fantastic D&D supplements for your gaming tables. And yes, as I said, we do have a giveaway this evening before I got distracted by my crappy lack of promotional skills. Okay, as I am jumping over here onto our little Streamlabs site here, I am going to kick off our giveaway for you to win your copy, your chance to win your copy of Night on Devil's Peak. Okay,
that's the mission that we're running right now, isn't it?
That is the one you are running right now. Yes, indeed. Hold it, Charlie, hold it. Slowly logging in. Okay, I'll get that up and running. It will pop up in chat when it started. Do not to worry. But also, while we are waiting for that, let us say a massive hi, hello, and thank you to the wonderful people down there in Australia for the lovely Sirenscape. Do head on over to sirenscape.com for your chance of a free 30-day trial, and you can try it and get all of the fantabulous sound effects and musics that they have available for your games, be they in person or on a virtual internet tabletop such as ours, with the ability to stream said music and sounds all over the world, as we ourselves here are spread out through various time zones and 3 different countries dotted around the globe here. But look at him, look at him listening to that music. There it is, right there. He's listening to it. And you can also have that in your games as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Complete game changer. Like, even some of my players, like a bunch of my players, like you spoiled it. I cannot play D&D without Sirenscape anymore. It's just yeah, it's absolutely fantastic stuff. So do head on over there, sirenscape.com, and give them a look. If you would also like to find some other sources of music for your games, you could also head on over to the YouTube channels that we like to champion on this page: Dark Fantasy Studio, Travis Savoy, and Epic Journey. If you are wanting to get your hands on any of that stuff, head on over to our YouTube channel. Boom! Hey Scarlett, how you doing? Good to see you, good to see you. Slurp. Okay, now, as you are able to jump on over there to our Twitter or YouTube, all of the VODs on YouTube have links to all of the fabulous YouTube channels and other services and sources of art. James's RPG art for the fabulous pictures and things that you might be seeing around the spot. There's one lurking in the background of the overlay right there. The Svalak woods are there, grasping and twining further through the countryside of Barovia. And you can get access to all of the lovely things over there if you so desire. Now, out of the way, commercial. Cloudbot, hello. How are you today? Giveaways, that's what we want. And that's what they want as well. I completed that. Go away. Sorry, everybody. Opening. Arcane Library. Start giveaway. Watching, wait for it, Charlie.
They're so early. So early.
I said it would come up in chat. There it is. Now you may type exclamation mark enter for your chance. Sorry, yes, that was Streamlabs automatic version, just tricking you into thinking you could enter. That's fair. That was Streamlabs was faking them out there. There is a giveaway, Scarlett. Like you say, there's a giveaway after you've done the thing. Yeah, exclamation mark enter, everyone, please, and you can have the chance to win the fabulous Night on Devil's Peak. Go! There it is. Patch. Yeah, show them how it's done. There you go. Welcome on in there. Okay. Right. Scarlet was just copying Charlie. Okay, it's all Charlie's fault. Copy him again now, because now you can actually get into the giveaway. So everyone, yes, do jump in there, and we will announce the winner at the end. Do not worry if you can't stick around for the duration. We know that you are busy people, for we are also said busy people, and we will completely understand and will chase you down mercilessly with our offers of gifts, and you can make benefits. Nope, there is no escape. It did. Okay, thank you. So, let us... No, Scarlet, it didn't work because you shouted it. We'll have no shouting, please. You will enter exclamation enter in a timely manner. Oh, now you're in there. Oh, no, you're not.
No.
I thought it has to be.
If you type something in before it doesn't count.
Okay.
That's why I did that.
I see. Let's just stop waffling on about the giveaway and let people enjoy it. Do jump in there if you would like, folks. We are going to draw that at the end of the show and be in touch. Now, sorry, shenanigans in chat. Shenanigans, I say. Let us quickly catch up with what was happening last time, and we shall
Disney.
then meet all of these wonderful people as they succeeded in trapping the spirit of Count Strad von Zarevich away in a relic of the Raven Queen. Hey, Agnika. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. They left that relic in the safeguard of the powerful cleric of the Raven Queen, one Lady Vanta Blackspire, safely tucked away in Castle Ravenloft. And babysitting for Strahd, although there's no need because he is with his parents. Now, you made your way down to the village of Barovia, for it was nighttime, and although you had driven off the wolves and all of the other nasty beasties that had been attacking the castle, it would still have been a very foolish move to try and travel too far at this hour of the day. And you went down to the village to take refuge and sleep. A deserved sleep. Fabio, thank you so much, and congratulations on your first stream the other day. I'm glad it went very, very well. Looking forward to seeing more. Now, as you entered into the village of Barovia, there was an almighty rumbling and shaking and an explosion on the far mountaintop as the devil, Turnabog, rose because the night hags of the Bone Grinder had done an evil ritual meant to block the magics of one Saint Sophia, a forgotten patron saint of this vale, who, unbeknownst to many, was keeping the devil at bay, locked away in the mountaintop. But the evil magic of the hags brought out a witch moon. Do not worry, Asara, not as potent as another full moon might be. And as the witch moon...
It was like 99% full.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Right? It's okay. As the witch moon bathed the statue of Saint Sophia in front of the village of Barovia's church with its sickly yellow light, the magic was suppressed, and the devil rose from the mountaintop. I have dramatic music for just that thing. Let me kick it off and get us back into things here. Da-dam! As the mighty devil rose up from the mountaintop, its wings unfurling like bat-like wings covering the whole sky, blocking out all of the clouds and the moon that was hanging in the sky. Gibbous, I think as the word goes. And you dashed with the villagers, trying to get to the safety of the church, the sturdiest building in the village. And as you managed to duck and weave and avoid falling masonry and the like, not mason, it's okay, but the masonry was falling down all over the place, and you made your way through the village to the church, and there you found, ushering the villagers inside, a priestess of Saint Sophia, as her worship has carried on at a hermitage up at the base of the mountain that is now spewing forth undead and fiends alike, as all of them are reveling in the release of their master, not realizing that it is only for this evening, and if you can survive through the night past the waves of fiends and enemies, and the dawn light will shed itself once more upon this vale, then the evil demon will be locked away once more. But that is still some hours away and many perils away, as you found yourselves fighting off hordes of undead battering themselves against the doors, wights and skeletons, as they rose up from the graveyard at the back of the church. That is when you rose to the fore. You jumped forward. You used your mighty weapons and all of your skills that you have learnt through your time here battling the minions of Strahd in the Vale of Barovia. You drove them back, valiantly defending the door of the church and destroying all of the undead that would have made their way into the building and slaughtered the innocents within. Those said innocents were very, very thankful and happy that you were able to protect them. But as you did so, certain troubles arose amongst those villagers. They began to argue amongst themselves. Was this the safest place to be? There is apparently a keep somewhere outside the village that a large group of the villagers wanted to make a break for, thinking they would be safer there. You managed to talk them down, even though at one point they came to blows, and you stopped them running off and doing something very, very stupid, as you were able to talk them down and convince them that, yes, here was the best place to be. That is when a strange song was heard from the rooftops. A song accompanied by the scritching and scratching of talons up on the tiles. And you were accosted by, I do not know what the collective noun is, a large group, flock?
Flock of harpies?
A flock sounds good. A scourge? A bother.
Looking it up.
A frustration of harpies.
A frustration.
A tragedy of harpies.
Is that the official one?
For many of the villages, it was, because unfortunately their siren song drew. Was it Siren song? I forget. Drew many of the villagers, charmed by their magics, to try and clamber up the outside of the church to reach this beautiful, beautiful song that was emanating from the rooftops. Some of them did not make the climb, plummeting to their deaths in the courtyard below. Those that did make the climb opened their arms to the embrace of these angels, only to be pushed from the rooftop themselves and also plummet down to a swift, sudden death in the courtyard below. Zeneca scrambled up as quickly as he could, pretending to be charmed himself, but not in actual fact so. And he... Don't be salty, Patch, it's okay. And he leapt into action, transforming, with a dramatic tone, into his werewolf form as he leapt amongst, like the wolf amongst the chickens, and tore into the harpies viciously, slaying them left and right, cutting them down this way and that. Esmeralda also came running out, and whilst scrabbling ineffectually at the side of the building, did shoot a couple of the harpies too. And she helped.
I helped.
Yes, there is. And that is where we left things last time as, hey, Dead Poet, long time no see.
An audacity of harpies.
An audacity, wow.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a very audacious name.
Glamour.
Okay. And you drove them off, Xenicus, the remaining harpies fleeing for their lives. One was trapped by your abilities and struck down where it ineffectually flapped. But the others flapped away to where an even greater audacity was gathered around Chernabog, up on the mountain peak. You were able to assist the villagers down, helping them clamber down safely, the ones that were still alive, and ushering them back inside to the relative safety of the church. And then, with a mighty roar, the demon once more lifted its mighty arms up into the sky and, with anger, struck them down on the side of the mountain. Two cracks fissures opened up in the side of the mountain, quickly racing down the side of the hill towards the village, and from within those fissures, a dull orange glow of hellfire rose up from the depths. And as the ground sets to shaking once more, and Chernobog's roars reverberates in your ears, those cracks came down into the village itself, racing across the ground, through the church's courtyard, narrowly missing the statue of Saint Sophia herself, and the gaping ravine was torn in the earth in front of your very eyes. Let's return to the church of the village of Barovia here, and zoom out a bit as well. Let's enjoy these beautiful maps here. Well, I say enjoy these beautiful maps. Let us enjoy an even more beautiful one. By which I mean... Come on. This one!
Oh, jeez.
As a massive chasm opens with flames and cackling demons clambering up the sides of the jagged rock face inside, you and Esmeralda are almost knocked off your feet. I need a dexterity saving throw from you both.
I'm guessing I'm still on the roof and I haven't fallen through.
No, you
invisible
clambered down. Yeah, you clambered down to help the villagers.
Okay,
that?
so
Okay.
Yeah.
I only see a dead. Ooh.
Dex save.
Okay, so she is back in there. Okay, Esmeralda.
I got a 24. I can
Nice.
fall really well.
I got a
just can't climb.
26.
Oh wow. Okay, our dexterous heroes
Yeah,
here
we are the two
not
dexterous ones.
Wa-da-da-da.
are not knocked prone, and this massive, gaping, hellish rift now is before you. Ah, dead point. Thank you so much. Now, as you are just hanging out there, warming your hands, you say, "Oh, that's quite nice." Hey, Laura Buns. Now, you see figures dashing across the far side of the chasm. One tall, lithe, the other short, squat, with a rather large, floppy hat on their head. Before we jump into this, let us rewind a little. Asara, you, having experienced your first full moon after being bitten by the airwolf, half Arakokra, half werewolf,
What a
you
story.
transformed, disappointingly not sprouting wings, but you transformed into a werewolf for the first time, an unpleasant ordeal. And as you dashed away from your friends, fearing for their safety, up on the hilltop by Argon Vostholt, the decrepit manor that was once the home of the Knightly Order of the Silver Dragon, you ran into the woods with their desperate cries ringing in your ears. But you did not want those cries to turn into screams of horror and pain. And as your body changed and elongated and you fell to all fours, you became aware of something shadowing you, something dogging your steps, if you'll excuse the pun.
No. Unforgivable.
Unintentional. And you became aware of this other creature, a mapak, a raccoon-like figure, also scampering along on all fours, desperately chasing after you, calling for you by name. After a while, you ended up in a moonlit grove, the opening of the trees above ringing around you, their branches arching over, reaching, trying to close the distance and block all lights from the forest floor, but still unable. And an opening here, bathing this area of lank grass and rustling leaves, you stopped and spun, snarling instinctively, facing this thing that dared chase after you. And you saw the creature approaching carefully. And they talked to you in soothing tones, quelling the rage, quelling the bestial instincts that had taken over. And this Mapak, one of a group of forest folk, long lived here in the valley of Barovia, from before the times of the Von Zarevich's arriving, took you to shelter and watched over you through the night. An awful, painful, nightmare-filled night. But the mouth of their shelter did lighten with the light of day, and the next day arrived, and with it, you painfully returned to your drow form. And this Mapak bade you follow him to meet with their leader, and then on to meet with your friends, and leading you back through the woods, giving the town of Vallaki a wide berth. You were taken by this small creature, this understanding force for good that helped you survive through this whole ordeal. And they led you back towards the village of Barovia, the first village that you visited after arriving here through the mists that first time, looking for one Kamaria Shatamast. Your fellow Harper agent disappeared through these mists. And it was as you approached the village of Barovia, knowing that your friends were there, knowing that this strange little creature also had friends there, you started to relax once more. This is getting into the evening here. Darkness had fallen, as you had spent the day recuperating your energy after that ordeal of the night before. And it was as you walked through the darkness, the strangely quiet and calm woodlands, with all of the minions of Strahd driven away by your friends, unbeknownst to you. You hoped beyond hope that they were okay, hoped, knowing that they had plans to go to Castle Ravenloft and confront the vampire himself. Hoping that they had survived, hoping that your absence hadn't doomed them, because you are the only competent one. That face, Esmeralda.
I take this gem and I put it right in my heart.
It was as you walked side by side with this little creature through the woods that you also witnessed the mountaintop splitting and renting in two, and the mighty demon Chernobog rising up out of its prison of stone. The little creature's like, quick, mistress, we must hurry. And they dash ahead of you, rushing towards the village. And that is where you saw another of the creatures with this large, floppy hat, or whatever it is on his head, and a strange little creature balanced on top. Edgar, you see your faithful kinsfolk leading the other wayward hero out of the woods. But this is not the casual, leisurely reunion you were hoping for, as you quickly beckon for them to join you so that you might lead them to their friends in the village and hopefully aid them in defending and fending off the minions of this new danger. Please, What do you do as you find each other?
This is like, it's been said that this person knows where my friends are.
Yes.
Like that's the, okay. Take me to them now.
Now, little one. Come. We will go immediately. Destiny will be in our favor, I promise.
Wait, I pick him up. I pick him up and I go, which way?
He has a little smirk and he's like, grabs his little grabby claws, like.
I hold by his collar, like I just go off running and I hold him by his collar.
Ooh, a swift one you are.
I'm gonna get a feeling that someone's gonna get thrown over that chasm.
It's the new calm Cynicus that I first met in the beginning. On it.
Okay. You dash through
As
the
I'm running, I'm
streets.
straight up ignoring anything he says.
He's just relaxing and enjoying the ride.
Of course he is.
As Asara, you rush through the streets of the village of Barovia once more. It is somewhat changed, and you see this massive fiery chasm between you and the church. But across the other side, you do see your friends there. Esmeralda, Xenicus. But no Vanta. No Krieg.
Okay, so I see them. I'm looking at the map now, but I shouldn't be looking at the map yet,
No,
right?
you've arrived there.
I'm just looking over the lava river.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, let me put you on. Let me put you on there. Hang on. You're on this side here.
All here in one piece, just as you see. As there's like chaos, like with the fissures and everything.
Bodies flying everywhere.
I'm gonna pick him up and face him to me and be like, "Can you get me over there?"
Oh, there's definitely like corpses sliding off the roof as well.
Yeah.
From like all the people who got charged and climbed up on top of the roof and now just slowly
I just see
sliding off.
utter carnage and disaster.
Like we're down there helping people, there's just like bodies falling around us, like out of the sky.
Absolutely. GM Workshop, thank you for the follow, and I was very happy to catch your stream earlier. Wonderful stuff. Okay, so Asara, you see them there. You shout out to them.
First I look at my newly found friend and I'm like, "Can you get me over there?"
But of course. Come on now. But if you help, I could help if you put me down, please.
I drop him.
There we go.
How rude.
You are quite fast. All right then. Come along now. And so,
What's the plan?
to quickly, to help, if you want to get there even faster, you're gonna see some vines here from out of his hands. And John, if I may, I want to cast Thorn Whip and wrap it around Asara. Be like, well then, it's time for you to take a ride. And so, and I want to fling Asara over to them.
I'm going to.
Well.
I am going to hug I picture like you know when you're dancing you roll in and then you roll out like that in my head. I'm gonna hold my abdomen and be like, all right. Like as I get to the other side, just pissed because like
I really hope that I see this beginning to happen in case I need to run and jump and grab something.
Yeah, what do I need to roll here?
Well,
This
first,
little mouse
as
flings me across.
Edgar is trying to fling you across,
Trying to fling you.
I think we need an athletics check from him.
Cool. Now, what will the first roll be? With the mushroom dice or the
Hey.
froggy dice?
Ooh,
Ooh.
mushroom, I think.
Mushroom.
Mushroom, of course.
Badger.
We have a theme going on.
Mushroom.
No,
No snakes.
that is going to be
Yeet,
15.
indeed. A 15. Respectable. Okay. Asara, I mean, her slender drow form not causing too much trouble for you as you practiced with this whip of yours, your druidic magic enhancing your abilities. Lash out. Asara spins. And Asara, normally you would do this no problem, but that spinning does kind of disorient you somewhat. I do need a dexterity saving throw on your part.
Sure. Oh no, a saving throw. Hold on.
Thank you, Deb, for it. It's very kind.
11.
11. Oh dear. Okay. So,
Just roll in
with
the dirt.
that, you go soaring through the space above the reaching flames and magma bubbling angrily below, and you see the cackling forms of all of the creatures clambering up the interior. Hundreds of dog-sized cavorting devils with blue skin, cloven hooves, crowding the narrow ledges inside the ravine. You do not land well, and your foot slips from underneath you, and you find yourself hanging off the opposite side of the ravine, with the creatures clambering hungrily towards your flailing legs. Zenicus, I believe you were doing something?
Did I hear or see that?
Yeah, you saw that, yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
definitely. If I saw that, I was like,
I
God
imagine-
damn it, Azara!
Damn me! Don't damn me! Damn that little rat!
I kind of definitely do like that like slide, hope to like lean over and grab her.
What do you
Noted.
mean? It looked fun, wasn't it?
So do I need to make a acrobat
Athletics,
check?
yeah.
This is a strength-based thing, and I'm a werewolf, so I got advantage.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. That's dirty 20.
Oh, right, yes.
Better than the 4 that it would have been. So that's the net 1.
Yes. Indeed. Okay, let me sort this here. Ooh,
Sword,
that's not
sword,
right.
sword,
Sort. Okay, now you. Boop. Okay, yes, you are grabbed by Zenicus as he comes hurtling to the edge and reaches down and grabs onto your wrists and heaves you up, even as the creatures jump the last bit of distance to try and grab at your ankles. They miss, slow motion falling like Darth
in
Maul
Lord of the Rings.
kind of into the yeah, there you go, that's much better. into the pit behind them, and let me quote unquote, with shrieks of horror and delight, dying on impact, they tumble down into the ravine below.
Kink shame.
Seems like a win-win.
I have a +9 to my dex saving throw too, so that was the total. It was a 2.
Wow. Good
Wow,
start.
indeed.
Absolutely garbage.
You only go up from here.
Edgar,
No, there's still one more she can go down. Don't worry.
Edgar,
Do not.
how about your good self, sir?
Well, I suppose I'll make my way now. As you see, his little friend that you see atop, he pats the top of his head, and you see little spores come around him as his form, Edgar, starts to come as he becomes a gaseous form and starts to slowly float over.
Yes, everyone, look at this adorable. Oh no, hang on. I have to move your
I
arms.
was gonna say,
so
you'd
I can
probably
see.
rise up
Look at
into the
this.
sky because that he rises,
Yeah.
that gaseous form.
Not going to plan. Uh-oh. Like,
Do I still have it under that? No. Did I make a new one? Hang on.
You made a new one.
Barovia
couldn't feel like to
Beyond
type it last
art. Yay! Got first time this time, kind of.
A bar.
Bart. Okay, everyone, do check out the fabulous Emma, our good friend and player on the channel from time to time. Catch her in Jacinta's Tyranny tomorrow, as she did this fabulous art for us, and maybe in the process of doing an Esmeralda to match. Because we do have this lovely official art, but I do want to kind of get a nice even
Make it
style
roll.
across the whole thing. Look at this little fella. Look at him. Hello. Edgar. Edgar and his little campestry. Anyone who is familiar with the Wild Beyond the Witchlight new adventure that's come out will know this little creature. Do not worry, this one is not an irritating little bastard like those ones are.
Yet. You don't know for sure.
Although I cannot speak for Mason. Okay, now. You change into this gaseous form, and yes, there is a rather panicked moment as the heat rising from the chasm knocks you flying up into the sky, up way above, and you get this bird's eye view, much like we have on Roll20 here, of this entire scene. But then you do gently waft back down the other side and join your new friends. Now, I need to
I do have a technical question.
What's that, mate?
I'm guessing it's been a few days since we last saw Sarah that
Say
she's
again.
had a long rest. Because according to the Twitch add-on, it says she's got like no health.
Oh yeah, have I rested? In my nightmares, did I rest?
Really restful night there.
You may regain half of your hit points because of the ordeal that you went through.
Because I looked at the Twitch stream there to look at the Edgar art, and then I was like, she's like flashing red.
Here to help. But
Yes, A, you only have half of your hit points, and B, you do not have the level up that everyone else has had yet, I'm afraid.
okay.
Now, are you able to move your token, please, Sif?
Yes, hold on. I've done things wrong.
Mistakes were made.
Yep, mistakes were made. There we go. The fire.
Step on the path to wisdom.
Okay.
You good?
Yes. I'm
What?
pay no mind to my hit points. I'm fixing it right now.
That's okay, I'm just sorting this. I'm going to sort a quick Edgar for us as well. Sorry, Edgar, I didn't have you on the map.
Okay.
I apologize.
As he like makes it back and reforms, like, see, you didn't want that way. That was too boring.
I don't like this one. I don't.
I like him.
You would.
Yep.
In your Zohath voice.
No.
Nonetheless.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely how I heard that I like him.
I like him.
There he is.
This would have been way squeakier. He'd have, I like him.
Yeah.
That's all hot. But no, it's definitely need to do the I like him because he's in his werewolf form. And he's
Okay, almost with you, folks. Let me gradually give our good friend Mason. By the way, Mason, Stephanie, welcome to Barovia and Beyond.
Thank you.
Yay.
I was definitely in the Curse of Strahd Roll20 for a while going, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm the only one in here.
Sorry about that. Okay, now can you check, Mason, you got control there?
I do.
Huzzah. Alright, so folks, here we are, our friends gathered on the edge of this fiendish barbecue. Do you head back inside?
definitely pulling a Sarah. Like, even though she's completely fine, I'm pulling her away from the edge, just in case.
I'll be coming over to do the same thing. Yep, you're coming with us.
You're basically getting what you were doing to him earlier when you just had him picked up by the arm. Like, I'm now doing that to you.
One on each side.
Okay.
Can I, I can stand. We have more important things to deal with than you carrying my body. I'm like,
unceremoniously gonna chuck you in a general direction.
I still don't get chucked with her.
At that point, as you turn to leave, you hear an impassioned plea. A male voice calling out in terror and desperation, and the plaintive cry of a small child. And as you look across the flames, you see on the opposite side... I'm zoomed in too far. Sorry, everyone back home. There we go. You see on the opposite side a villager from the village here and their young daughter looking towards you, their faces lit from beneath, as their eyes wide with fright, pleading for you to help them, as you see this soot-smeared face with a gash across his forehead and spectacles askew from their dash through the town. This gentleman here, as he reaches out for you, please, get my daughter to the church. The beasts, they are almost here.
Aw, man, we
Look
just
at
came
Edgar.
from over there.
You left one behind. I got nothing.
Well,
I look at Edgar. Can you do something? Can you do the same thing again?
Well,
The floaty
Surely
thing.
pulling is
Grab-
easier than pushing.
Yeah, we're ready to catch them on this side.
he picks up his little friend. Well, little one, can you assist me with this? Pats the top of his head and like shakes some spores around. And you see me kind of like my form start to change again as I cast giant insect to transform into 5 wasps.
I love it.
And
So you transform
okay.
into 5 wasps?
it says you can transform either up to 10 centipedes, 3 spiders, 5 wasps, or 1 scorpion into like giant version. Oh, my bad. I thought it said was transform myself. My bad.
Get
All right.
that in a jar. I think.
Is
It's
there
Okay.
is
Are there any
insects
wasps
near me?
nearby?
I was gonna say, like, the idea of
Wasps
yourself
nearby?
splitting into 5 wasps, I was like, how does that work?
I know, right?
I read
Why
it
5?
incorrectly. My
Like,
fault.
No problem, no
reverse
problem.
Voltron.
It's very simple, it's very simple. All you have to do is start having a picnic and the wasps will come.
I mean, I heard there's lots of honey around here.
Okay.
I think I still have some in my
bees.
bag. I do. I have 2 bowls of honey in my bag. If you want to do
Yes.
picnics with just honey.
Okay.
Esmeralda's just like, come.
It's Wolf
Oh,
and honey.
Lord.
It's probably fine.
And there is a crash in the village behind him and he looks fearfully over his shoulder. You must help us. They're coming. And you
I
can
can
hear,
catch.
even above the sound of the ravine and the roaring of the fire below, you can hear the clatter of foreboding hooves.
Okay, how wide across is this river?
As you can see. Feel free to measure
Okay.
it.
Yes, true.
20 feet.
Hey, Joe,
So
I said you, mate.
I'm gonna go ahead. I have 50 feet of rope. I am going to tie it to this tree right here and attach it to
No
my
trees.
bow.
No trees.
What?
Do not be fooled
a
by the
bush?
moss.
They're bushes.
Oh, it's, I'm gonna not
I mean,
do that.
I can
I will
hold
hold the
one
rope.
side. I can wrap it around me and get ready.
Yeah, the village of Barovia has seen better days, but they are still beyond having trees grow in the streets.
That would be
No arcades here.
okay if we had a river,
Okay, so-
but my plan was for them to like across.
How
So
old is this
if it's-
child?
We can't drag them through a river of lava.
There's the statue.
Yes, but what's on the other side?
Nothing.
But only moss. All right, I'm going to give one side to Xenicus and be like, hey, tie this around.
The statue over here, I can
Yeah,
tie to it.
yeah, that's
I can also
fine.
hold it as well. Use the statue to back up.
Yes. Please don't just hold it. You'll fall in the river for sure. That's
No,
like
I won't. I'm fine.
I'm going to shoot the arrow over, so I'm gonna be like, hold the rope. How strong are you, sweetie? Talking to the little girl.
She's 3.
Okay, this plan is not
Oh,
gonna
okay.
work.
She's a lot younger than the token.
I know, sorry.
Yeah, I definitely thought she was like 10.
Yeah, there's like
She'll
between
be
12
fine.
and
A
13.
3-year-old
You can learn.
should not-
So I just wanted to use gnats to traumatize this Marin. That's all.
Why would you? Why?
Does anyone have a
All
basket?
people.
It's the only young girl token I'm aware of.
Want to have any
It's
spells?
precious.
Okay.
Spell of carrying child across a lava
Well-
river?
Let's see. It's about, if I'm correct, 20 feet So, what I can try, if I'm reading this correctly, John, may I cast, as you see Edgar kind of touch the ground, may I cast Wall of Stone and have it go 20 feet vertically
Horizontally.
to go
Just a
underneath
pillar.
them. Yeah.
Should play peekaboo with them while you're waiting. Horizontally.
We're gonna have a private conversation.
At least the child is happy.
Because it says the wall doesn't need to be vertical. It says.
Sounds good. Wall of stone, is that?
Yeah, make a bridge
yes, Wall of
that'd be
Stone.
quite useful.
Okay, so let me double check that for you. Sounds
course.
promising though. Wall of stone.
we shoot this arrow over to her dad, and he's just like, "Are you mad?"
Straight
And then
into
like
his-
it looks back at us and realizes, yes, we are.
Non-magical wall of stone, solid stone springs into existence at a point you choose, 6 inches thick, 10 foot by 10 foot panels. They must be contiguous with at least one other panel, or 10 foot by 20 foot panels that are only 3 inches thick. It can be any shape you desire. It can't occupy the same place as a creature or object. Doesn't need to be vertical or rest on any firm foundation. It must, however, merge with and be solidly supported by existing stone.
Right.
Thus, you can use this spell to bridge a chasm or create a ramp.
Cool.
There you go. mate.
As soon as that appears, Zenekas is just gonna like run over.
Yeah, and it goes.
Grab this werewolf's gonna run over and grab this child.
The werewolf.
Yep.
The man screams. He's like, "You! Oh, it is too late. Come, daughter.
Fine.
We must escape."
No, it's fine. Come over the prize, God damn it.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah. Either way, I'm picking them both up and running, but hopefully it can be with permission.
Will he fight you or won't he?
Does he have a
Disadvantage. Disadvantage is not good. That's the 3. Could have been a 15, but it was.
Another roll, perhaps.
All right,
What's your AC?
21.
Okay. The father shouts out. He's like, "Isabella, you remember what I told you? Protect yourself." And she kicks you in the nuts, but it doesn't hurt.
I've got armor. My armor is still on, so it's fine. My armor takes it.
Okay.
I'm just like, good spirit, let's like pick her up.
little girl hurts her foot.
Yeah.
Oh.
I pick her up
Oh no,
and like,
Joel's 1 HP.
and I just look at the dad. I'm like, you can try and follow. And just like, because taking his child away from him is probably good incentive to him for him to cross that wall of lava.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm just gonna grab her and run across the bridge.
Okay. So, as you do so, you hear that clattering sound and screeches of otherworldly creatures shouting in the streets. And with an orange glow akin to that which lies below you, you see 3 hellish steeds and their undead riders as 3 nightmares come clattering down with wights mounted on their backs, chasing hungrily after the villagers. You are rushing across the stone blocks towards the other side. The creatures are hot on your heels. What do you do?
Run for the perch. Throw the get the child to safety.
Yep.
I'm
Okay, so
I'm
yeah,
gonna
they're over
turn
there.
to Edgar and be like, "Take it back, take it back." Is everyone's on our side now, right?
They are, yes.
Okay, I'm looking because the stone thing never came in like to view, so I want to make
Yeah,
sure
sorry.
it's still there. I'm gonna be like, "Take it back, take it back," like yelling at Edgar as we run.
Yes, yes, of course. And as he like closes his hand and all the stone starts to crumble and fall down below.
Okay, so it just starts to fall to pieces. Okay, now these
Flying horses.
fine. So I'm supposed to check.
Yeah.
Nightmares. I think they can actually.
Now, I was gonna say, it was like maybe they should have left the wall there, just as they got on it, just collapse it. They'd be like,
Yes, we need a initiative from everyone. I think
"Have I
Okay.
thrown the child in the church yet?" At least.
you are dashing in that direction
From
as
the
these
child.
things came clattering. Actually, no,
Child's
yeah.
gonna get-
It says there are 3 rounds before they arrive, so you would have made that, yeah. So yeah, you throw them inside and turn. These creatures are charging towards you. Let me grab this here. Is that from before, or is that...
Yeah, that's before I just edited it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, do you want to change that, Esmeralda, if you'd be so kind? Let's add Edgar in there, and the lovely Asara.
I mean, it is an option. I don't know if it's an option we need to use right.
And... here. Ooh, nice. Right. Okay. Just iced. How dare you? Okay. Descending. The whites are first here. As we turn this off. Turn this off.
Did you get
Rah.
a 0 in your initiative? Or is this not rolled yet?
I don't know. Who are you looking at? Me?
Mason.
I miss.
My thing, it says Mason's. Ah, okay, it just had it updated on my screen.
Okay. Okay, so the whites are first. They have longbows. So, Asara, 2 of them are shooting at you, and one of them is shooting at Esmeralda. So, on you, Asara, first one. Natural 20. Dear friends, if I may say, if you've got them, let them fly.
Welcome back.
Ah.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
So that is
This
10,
does feel like a game.
10 piercing damage.
Not defeat
And
that
they-
general nat 20s.
Ululating and screeching with victory, they pull another jagged, black, barbed arrow from their quiver and shoot, but only a 9 on the second one. The second one goes 14, sorry?
Misses.
Okay, second attack, only a 9 again. The third one shoots at you, Esmeralda. 19?
Just hits. I don't have my blade song up yet.
Okay, that is 7 piercing. And the second arrow streaks across the chasm, but misses with a 14, clattering past Xenicus and into the stonework of the church beyond. Okay, so that is their turn. Xenicus, Wahin, it is your turn, sir.
If they haven't come over yet, there's not much.
Hey, Yaminoa, good to see you.
So I'll just lightsaber out and crack against my arm.
Okay, yes, you pull forth the sun sword and unleash its power.
And
Okay.
take 4 damage. Ouch.
Ouch, indeed. Anything else?
I've dealt more damage to myself than like the previous combat has.
True. Anything else?
Nope, I just have a lightning sun sword right now. Sun sword with
Okay.
lightning curling around.
Oh, nice. Microphone a bit there, mate. Sorry.
Hello?
There you go. It's perfect when it's there. But unless it's like right
It's
up
like,
in,
why?
in
I
your
need to
mouth.
be eating it now.
Okay, Asara with Esmeralda on deck.
Yes, I am going to use my short bow to go ahead. I got a natural 1. I'm gonna use my bonus action to give myself steady aim. So I have
Okay.
advantage on the next attack, and that's gonna be me for now.
Noted.
Can you
Noted.
stand at the edge of the chasm? Were you standing at the edge of the chasm?
You are.
I am right now, but we're like running back, right?
You can choose
Yeah.
to. You have your movement.
Yeah,
Got your movement.
that's true. Okay.
I was gonna
hold
say, I
on.
think you have to move before
I
you
can't-
steady aim though, don't you? Because steady aim you have to stay still.
Yeah, I'm on the chasm. I'm just being very brave, protecting y'all. And I'm very motherly right now.
You're
having
about
been
to get.
separated from
You're
the
about to
group.
get a claw at the back of the scruff of your neck and drag.
Okay,
Everyone stop doing this!
Esmeralda.
Keep your steady aim up when you're getting pulled backwards.
Okay, well, first up, bonus action Blade Song.
Okay.
It's going up.
Oh.
Um,
Hang on. Sirenscape. To us, to our aid. Which one? This one. There you go. Okay.
thank you.
Proceed.
Happens. And then she is going to attack. I think since they're all bunched up, I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt.
But they were so happy with themselves for riding perfectly in synchronized, in synchronization there. They were like, look at us, we look so
I'm
cool.
very happy they were. They look very, very bunched up. I think I can hit 3 of them.
Nice.
From here. So, Dex 16 saving throw.
On all of them?
Yeah, I guess all 3 of them because it's a 5-foot.
Or
Columns.
6 of them?
Oh, I mean, if you let me, but it's 5-foot wide blast. It goes straight, so it would not hit all of them.
I think if you want to get riders and horses, you could get 2 of each.
That goes.
Yeah,
I
you went there,
I
you
got
get
3?
4.
4? Okay. Well, I will hit as many as you let me hit.
Yeah, if with the 5-foot radius, it would hit 2 of the riders and 2 of the horses. Yeah, 2 of the
Great.
riders.
They're technically
and-
in the middle of the horses. It's just because the roll 20 doesn't allow you to put them in the
Right.
middle.
Lovely. I will pew pew on them. Yeah. So that's Dex 16 saving throws.
Okay, which group do you want to get?
The bottom ones.
The bottom 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Dex 15.
Yeah. 16.
16. Sorry. Okay, the left white. Natural 20. The right white. 17. And the nightmares. Left. 12. Right. 7.
Lovely.
So the whites
So-
succeed and the nightmares fail.
It's not a great roll, but still 23 damage.
Of type
Lightning damage. Lightning.
lightning. Okay, thank you. Let's see here. 23 damage. Let's see. Sorry, just a second. Come on, roll 20. You can do it. Thank you. Okay, so yes, the lightning crackles as the energy bursts in their ranks, and they scream in pain and dismay.
Just as planned.
Is it halved for the success?
Yes.
Okay, so hang on.
11.
I was just trying to remember which passed and which failed. excuse me. Okay, and let me grab these guys. Up to that. Okay, thank you. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's my bonus action. My action. I think I'm happy where I am.
All right. The nightmares are going to come charging. They do not slow down. They do not relent as they charge towards the edge of the chasm and then continue galloping into mid-air. Small
That's just rude.
flaming hoof prints in the air as they just go directly across the yawning chasm without so much as a care as they are flying. And these two, let's see here. We'll come to here. Hi, Zenicus. These ones will head over to Asarabel. Rah. And these two to our new friend and Esmeralda. There. And I could shift the map a bit here for everyone back home. There you go, folks. Oh, I love the dark map with the fiery orange on it. It's so good. Okay. A bit closer. Up close in person. Ta-da. Oof, those nightmare tokens are great. Look at them.
They're very cool.
Yeah. Is that gonna show? Show us. Rah. Awesome.
John, the one that just moved up to me, I
Yes.
would like to use a reaction
Uh-huh.
for it to be affected by my spores, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, I'm curious what this.
Awesome, awesome. Look at you, Vicky. You're working hard. Noted. It's already out, is it? A massive welcome to Sirenscape's own GTG Vicky, who just reminded me that today, or yesterday, the Nightmare Battle sound set was released on Sirenscape. So, let us switch on over there. Okay. As these steeds. No worries. It's for our benefit, so no complaints here. Okay. So yes. The nightmare steeds come galloping through the air towards you, trails of fiery hoofprints marking where they trod. And they attack. With their hoofs. Xenacus. Rah. Only a 13. Esmeralda.
Catch the hoof and push it back.
15.
Nope.
And Asara. 18. I know the answer. Okay.
That'll hit.
Okay,
I
so-
said yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I'm on mute.
Oh, okay.
Be your
Well,
face.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay.
Mason said reaction, and it reminded me I can do things.
Good idea, good idea. As this steed comes charging towards you, rears up and batters you with its hooves, aflame as they are, and you take 14 bludgeoning and 7 fire damage, so that's reduced to a total of 10 with the uncanny dodge. And that is their turn. So, Edgar,
Yes.
your turn, sir.
Okay. Alright. So, I am going to use my wild shape, but not to transform into an animal, a different animal to say. I'm fine with being a raccoon.
My
But
pack, please, my pack.
Wait,
my apologies.
can you wild shape into a human then?
You know,
Kinds of humans.
There are some that are definitely beasts.
Just saying, like, as a non-human, can you wild shape into
Really
a
yeah,
fair.
just wild shape into a shifter, like. As
Wild shape into a raccoon. You're like, huh?
Like actual raccoon.
So the little tiny spores around him, they start to swirl and become even stronger and
Awesome.
a wider area. But with that, as I activate my symbiotic entity, I'm gonna gain 36 temporary hit points.
very
And
cool.
36. Wow.
and gain some little extra benefits, which you'll find out in a moment.
I'm so excited.
Uh-huh.
But
I love
Let's
doing funky
see.
classes.
Yeah,
make
right.
sure. Let me check my bonus actions.
Okay,
Ah,
yes.
And I'll, with the staff I have that I cast Shillelagh on it.
Noted. Shillelagh is cast. Okay. And, yes, everyone, another quick shout out to the wonderful Sirenscape. Head on over there for a free trial, and you too can enjoy the wonders of the sound effects and musics that they have. All the cool musics. We keep finding new music. Vicky, I don't know if you saw that Dead Aussie Gamer and everyone over on Dreaded GM's channel when they did their big con-save event last weekend, which we had the pleasure of joining. They were in one of their sets. They were using that really funky, like electro kind of 80s kind of synth electro strad battle music in one of their games, and everyone was just going nuts about it in chat. I did let everyone know which part of Sirenscape it was and what sound it was. So yes, definitely in being enjoyed by everybody over this side of the world. All right, thank you, Edgar. And that brings us to the whites. The whites, being up close and personal, swing their bows over their shoulders and draw their long swords. First one goes for you, Xenacus. Rah! 16.
Nah.
Okay.
Bat it away.
And as they do, they let go of the hilt of the sword and reach forward with one nasty clawed hand. Natural 20.
That unfortunately hits.
It does, I'm afraid.
Wait, does it? Is there
No, it always
pluses to
hits.
it?
Always hits.
Oh, okay.
this one does. On an attack, it always hits. So they hit you with their life drain ability for awful rolls. Oh, no, it's only 1d6 plus 2. A total of 11 necrotic damage. And can you please make a Constitution saving throw?
I can indeed. How is wait, 15.
That passes. You're okay. Thank you. So, next, the one down goes for you. Actually, let's see which one it's going to go for. Edgar. With its longsword. Yeah. Only a 6. And then reaches out to grab you again with its clawed hand. A 12.
12 misses.
Okay, and on you, Asara. An 11 with the sword will miss, yes?
Correct.
Okay, and with its evil claw taloning towards you, natural 1. Okay. You're okay. But that's as far as I go. Seneca!
Yes.
Wolfie boy.
I'm going to take a step forward.
He's a big furry wolfie boy.
Next to my pack. My wolf pack.
He's bonding with you already, Edgar.
And then I'm going to attack the one that he was attacking. The horse.
It's like,
the one in front of us.
every wolf needs a pack. This is my pack. Okay. Go for it.
So I'm going to hit the one next to it.
The one in the south? To the south there?
Yes, south. So.
You went for the
Sweet.
nightmare or the rider?
Nightmare, because I'm hoping if it bucks back, it'll fall into the lava.
Maybe.
Ooh, that's not great. But it is a plus 11. 14?
Hell. It's.
Yes!
I've seen it some critical roll. It's like, oh, that's awful. Only 28.
One of these ones. One of those ones. 28. And then it's 2d8. Where's my other d8? I'm gonna put it in the bag.
That's fine. Just the one's fine.
Roll it twice.
Welcome,
now,
everyone.
Is
Hope
this
everyone's having
horse
a great
undead?
time.
'Cause that is important.
You don't know.
Okay. Well, because I need to roll another dice if it is.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It is a fiend.
Wait.
It's
are
riders
these
undead.
affected as well? 2 seconds. No, just undead. Okay. That is. Oh, those are terrible rolls. Okay, that is 11.
Of course.
11 radiant damage
Okay.
and 2 lightning.
Okay.
So 1 and a 2 on those die.
Oof.
Oh no.
So yeah,
Right.
you battle and fight that one there, and your weapons clash into the horse's form, and you see where it cuts through. Oh, Charlie, thank you so much. As it cuts through, you see fire burning beneath its skin, and its whinnies, much as Soundscape is allowing there for us, in. I was going to say fear, that's the wrong word. In pain, as it looks at you with those baleful eyes. Anything else in your turn?
Yeah,
Sorry, your next.
attack. Yeah, next attack. That will be 24 to hit.
Alright, again, Charlie, thank you so much, mate.
This
24
time,
hits?
Yep, this
Same,
time.
same
with-
on the nightmare again, yeah?
Yeah, same creature I'm attacking. And that's a 17 radiant and a 2 lightning.
Oof, okay, so 19 damage on that nightmare there. Okay, I think that makes it blooded. Hang on, let me zoom in so I can actually read it. Yes, that one's blooded.
And that is me done.
That's it.
So, I have a quick question. I have my short bow out. What are the
Yes.
rules for switching weapons?
Bonus action, it's fine.
Okay.
Is it not a free action to switch one if you just drop it?
One, yes. If you want to stow, and draw, then it's a bonus action, like they did with this.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and do Bonus action, I draw out my short sword. I'm gonna go for, let's go for this pony right here.
Okay, same one.
Yeah,
You're such bullies.
that's gonna be 17 to hit
It's
and 10 piercing damage, and I get to use my sneak attack. That's gonna be 15, so a total of 22.
excellent.
Um,
For your first
And-
first time in the new campaign, tell me what happens.
Yay! Nice. All right.
You killed a horsey!
So I killed a horse.
Wow.
I'm going to when I take out my sword, I'm going to stab up into like the chest of the nightmare, and you see like the brimstone and the ashes crumble down, and then I'm going to take my dagger and be like, and like come down through it, so that way both of them meet, and be like, sorry, and pull forward so that it just cracks through the molten like crevice on the top, and like lava oozes out of it.
And it explodes in this like fiery kind of fury, and you kind of like lean back from the flames that are kind of gouting out from the wounds, and then those flames go in like a little fire tornado, and then like spin up and around, and it just dissipates and burns off into the air around it. The white is thrown off its back, and it got a dirty 20 on the dexterity throw, and it lands on the side, I'm afraid.
How dare.
But
Give him a swift kick.
so yeah, that's
That's
there.
it for me.
All right.
Actually, I'm going to move my thing, so I'm not disengaging, but I'm gonna move up here.
That disengaged
I
from the
can't-
You
white.
have to move one down.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That way I'm not right on the cliff, so a horse can't just like me off the side.
Okay, thank you.
Very smart.
And Esmeralda.
Yes, okay. I'm going to move over slightly to the east, just so I'm sandwiching these
Yes.
two.
Yeah, I mean, I rolled a dexterity save for the rider, and they got a dirty 20, so they managed to land on the side. But thank you. Okay, go for it.
I'm guessing that they are resistant to fire if they're riding fire horses. I was thinking of spark kicking one into the flames, but I'm not sure if that would work. So instead, I'm going to just attack the white that's next to me to the west. And try and get it. So I'm going to use, first off, green flame blade with my rapier.
Okay,
Does a 17 hit.
it does.
Lovely. So it does, how much damage does it do? It does first 12 piercing, plus it also does, oh, I forgot how green flame blade works. I'm not used to this. I cannot change a target. Oh well, I'll do better next time. It also does 5 fire. And I forgot that it has to be within 5 feet of something else for it to jump, so it's not jumping anywhere.
With
But-
the green flame blade, does that count as a magical attack?
I make him, I don't know, because I'm using the actual weapon itself.
The
Make a melee
extra-
attack.
The normal weapons. Yeah, the extra
It
damage
suffers
is
the normal
magical.
effects, and then the extra damage is magical.
Okay. So yeah, it has resistance to the initial piercing.
Okay.
So that is 6 piercing
Well,
and 5.
wait.
It's a +1 rapier. It's a magic
okay.
weapon.
Then never mind. So,
Yay.
so that was 12 piercing, 5 fire.
5 fire, yeah.
Okay.
My
So, yeah.
first attack.
So yeah, you lash out. How do you cut into it with this roll here?
Well, I have a rapier, so I probably gotta cut it and poke it.
That's a good point.
Create
Okay.
lots of holes to let the heat out.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to aerate it a little bit.
Okay. It is blooded as you
Okay.
lunge forward in the fine
Great.
form.
Of course. And then I'm going to swing again with my silver short sword.
Okay. Everyone watching, thank you everyone for jumping in. It's amazing to have so many of you here joining us. Thank you so much. The yellow dot means that they are blooded half or less. A red dot means they're on their last legs, which is 10 or fewer hit points.
I miss,
Okay, thank you.
I think.
For
Unless
missing.
he has lower than 11.
Was that your second hand weapon?
Yes.
So shouldn't you have another attack then?
I can either do 2 attacks with weapons, or I can do attack with weapon and a cantrip. And since cantrip
Yes,
was the
and
green
then-
flame blade thing.
Then as your bonus action, you've got your offhand weapon.
Oh right, I do.
So you just used your offhand weapon, so you've still got your second attack.
Right. Thank you for explaining this to me. I'm like 21.
No,
Is that hit?
when I've got, it's because when I've got both claws out, I do 2 claw attacks with
you're
the main
right.
hand and
I
then
do have
offhand claw attack as well.
I do have twin fighting. It's true. Yeah.
That's why I
Okay.
remembered.
Yep.
We're all so
I-
good, we can't remember what we're capable of.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks.
7
Quite a
piercing.
few
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple of months, eh?
I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah. All this new stuff. Anyways, yes, 7 piercing on top of that.
7 piercing, that's without the stat bonus?
Without the extra bonus, yeah.
Mhm. Alright, it is on its last legs, as I
Yay.
previously explained.
Finish him.
She can't. But let me get
I
that
mean,
nice little red
Whoever
dot for
gets
you.
this, Edgar, finish him.
Nay, nay, Esmeralda. Okay, now.
Hey, hey.
The nightmares are going to lash out again with their hoofs. Hoofs of hell.
And John, may the one in front of Xenacus make a Constitution saving throw, please.
It may. 8.
8. It will be taking, as it's affected by the spores, 10 necrotic damage.
Cough, cough, splutter.
terrible, I love it.
Splutter.
I'm just gonna say, like, you've
Yeah,
got
you're
a
in the middle
character
of
who's
it.
got a
Do I
very
hear
sensitive
that
nose.
horse sneeze?
I gotta say, also Xenacus has got a very sensitive nose, and you're throwing spores everywhere. This is gonna like mess with his allergies.
You hear Edgar. Now hold your breath. Hold your breath, Xenacus.
What?
Okay, noted. Necrotic damage, yes?
Correct.
Okay, I already played with one of these druids today in Out of the Abyss earlier. Okay, thank you. Now, there's no disadvantage or anything from that, yeah?
Nope, no disadvantage.
Just damage.
Okay, that's...
Very cool attack. You can just get extra damage every round.
That is
That's
very
so
cool.
good.
That one... And that's your reaction, isn't it, to cause that damage, I believe?
That is a reaction, correct.
Yeah, right.
Druids don't really have much reactions anyway, so that's really good that you've got something to use it on.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
Sure.
Let me see if I can do this. Ha! Oh, yes! Fantastic. Okay,
I don't like that.
the nightmare, Xenacus, as you are distracted by these spores, rises up and its hoofs beats at the air, but not at you, past you, as they batter down the door, and the nightmare and its rider charge into the church.
Ow!
Now these two are not stood right by the door.
That's what I'm gonna say. I hope it's not still there.
Like, well, let's listen. What's happening?
What could they possibly be doing?
I mean, if they're trying to leave me, I will take an opportunity attack on the horsey.
Yes. And the problem with that, and you just hear the screams of the people inside as it gallops inside and then flies up into the roof
Ooh,
space.
did I get my opportunity attack first?
Yeah, of course it was.
Okay, good. Because I'm gonna say, because it won't fly up if I hit. Because Sentinel stops movement when I hit.
Okay.
Well, that's going to hit, and that is
Cheers, Yaminua.
13 radiant and 6 lightning.
Nice.
Okay.
And the horse's speed is 0.
13 radiant and what?
6 lightning.
Okay. It is blooded. Right, okay. That is that. And the other one is going to go for...
Wait, did the rider just run in by himself?
It's not his turn.
Oh, good. No, it's because he's in my screen. He's still in the church.
Really?
When you told the horse over.
It's,
Oh, really?
not, it's glitching.
Okay. It's just like the idea of the horse run, and then he just kept galloping without a horse.
It's like,
Yeah, that's some Looney Tunes kind of stuff.
right.
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, and it's full circle. Okay, Asara. Hoofs. 19. 19.
Yep.
Yes, that hits.
Smack. 11 bludgeoning and 6 fire.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, that is.
And I'm still down. I'm still down.
Oh no!
Both
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Asara, recently returned, crumples under the bludgeoning of the fiery hoofs. Fiery hell hoofs. Okay. Thank you. Edgar.
Okay. So Edgar is going to just on over to the white next to Esmeralda and attack with his shillelagh empowered quarterstaff.
Indeed.
And that's going to be. Where is it? Not popping up. There we go. That should work. Okay. So that's going to be 16 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And so I'm gonna grab beep, beep, and
This is a little. My pack just like touches over, just smack with this glowing staff.
and
Like Yoda with the stick.
Yeah.
so yeah. So that's going to be
Stop it now.
9 bludgeoning and 7 necrotic for a total of 16.
16 necrotic.
That's a
Edgar's,
whack.
Edgar's first. Tell me what happens.
Okay.
Yay!
So, as Edgar wallowed over with his quarterstaff, kind of like touches the white to get its attention to look away from it, and like he's like, Esmeralda, please correct me if I'm say this incorrectly, but I believe it's batter up, and bah! Just like knocks the head off, and his head like falls and down into the fissure below.
Okay, yes, it pirouettes on the spot and disappears, teetering and off over the edge. And there's a comical.
Shit.
And as he's like, well, now that's taken care of, I believe Asara would rather not rest some more and cast Healing Ward on Asara. That's going to be.
Is that just a bonus action?
Yep, just a
action.
bonus action. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be 8 healing.
8
Good roll.
healing. Okay.
As I wake up and I'm prone, I'm gonna like see him and be like, "Oh, good, and we need you." So irritated.
Delicious. Okay, thank you.
Nay,
Healing on a
little
bonus
one,
action
no
is so
time for
good.
rest.
Anything else?
That'll be it.
Okay. The white is going to vault off the nightmare now and go into the church. As you hear screaming as it stalks through the door, you hear the priestess of Saint Sophia like, "No! Back!" What was her name? Priestess
Princess Priestess.
Ava.
Her name is Princess Priestess.
Welcome to Phoenix Awakening, folks, where you may not misspeak.
No, I really want a character one day in a campaign call.
Right?
This is
One-shot
Princess
character.
Priestess. Like that's such a good idea for a character.
Just doing a one shot one time.
Yeah.
Yes. Happen.
Noble
Make it
background
happen.
cleric.
Yes.
Okay. As it stalks in, you hear screams and the string of its longsword as it cuts down 2 villagers. And just
That's just cowardly.
What a bastard.
he is. The other one's a bastard too because there's a nice prone Asara to attack with advantage. Attack. 11.
Fail.
Ah, you rolled to the side. Attack. 17.
That hits.
Haha. For 12 slashing.
I don't like how happy he is.
Back
I
down.
can't really
Right?
uncanny dodge when I'm prone, right? I'm back down.
Well, I was gonna say you wouldn't be able to anyway because it's not your turn yet, so you haven't had your.
You haven't got your reaction back, yeah.
True.
Okay, yeah, I'm afraid that does catch you as you roll away, but then
Whip
the
kick to the
upswing
head.
just slashes you across the back, and you are unconscious once more. Xenicus.
Indeed. Well, I unfortunately need to get rid of this horsey so that I can go in and stop that guy. So let's swing at the horsey.
Let's call them nightmares, shall we? makes it
Okay,
a
I'll
little...
swing at the pony.
Ponies
Fire
are
ponies.
13.
Ponyta.
chihuahuas of the equine world. Do as you will.
13.
13 just hits.
Oh, that means I can't fail then, because only a nat 1 would be a fail. Because that was a 2.
That one would be a fail, regardless. But...
That's what I'm saying, like, the only way to fail is that one. That is... Third... Wait, I always forget if it's plus 10 or plus 11. Every turn. Plus 10 to... So it's plus 11 to the attack and plus 10 to the damage, and it confuses me. So that's 13 radiant damage and 5 lightning.
Okay, again, a gout of flame whirling, twirling around on itself and implodes and disappears.
And then I will bolt for the other one.
Edgar, your attack of opportunity?
Of course.
15, 20...
Remember what we discussed, Mason.
So I'm gonna run and then kind of like circle round them and then kind of slash across them as I'm doing so.
Yep. Okay, you see Princess Priestess moving her arms in an arcane fashion and preparing some divine magic to help, but yes, you come charging in.
I'm rolling like shit, but luckily, like, it seems that I can hit these guys anyway. That was only a 14.
Just hits?
Yeah, I've rolled a 3, a 2, a 3, and a 4. That's not like what I've rolled to attack so far. I'm just lucky these guys have low AC.
They do. They look fairly armored, but they're not.
That's 19... Wait, this guy's undead.
Oh, Gilitized, we have inspiration for Asara. Thank you very much.
Yay.
This guy is undead, correct?
Thank you for my dead inspiration.
May she live to use it, yes. Okay.
God,
this guy is,
to me
yes,
in
of course,
the
he's
dream.
undead, so I
Very much
also
so.
get an extra 8d8 on this. Ooh, this is gonna be...
An extra 8d8?
Yeah, an extra 8. Oh, yes, d8.
Okay.
What? That is... Math. 19 plus 7, 26.
26.
6 radiant,
Quick math.
and then 6 lightning.
Noted. No vulnerability, I'm afraid. So 26 plus what, sorry?
6 lightning.
So 32.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 32.
On their last legs, but not destroyed.
And my turn is ended.
My watch has ended. Okay, thank you. Speaking of Asara Bell, our first Barovia Beyond death saving throw.
Of course it would be you.
Don't be that way. Don't be that way.
And there's no Vanta. Oh, we don't have Vanta to use the like at range stop you from taking death saving throws ability anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 4.
That is a fail.
Oh yeah, spare the dying. She could do spare the dying as a bonus action at range. That was so useful.
That's amazing. Okay. There
What can you do,
go.
Mason?
Wow.
Can you spare the dying?
No pressure, I'm sorry, I take it back. I'm not that great. I'm over here on the ground, okay?
Esmeralda.
I'm going to try and stop this thing from attacking anything else. I'm going to start whacking at the white with my first attack.
Go for the white, okay.
Yep, and it's going to be the green flame blade thing. So, does 15 hit?
A15 does hit, yes.
Lovely. So it takes first off 9 piercing,
Where's the healer? Good question, Yaminoa. Good question.
plus an additional 5 fire.
Okay.
And then the 8 fire will jump to the nightmare, which I guess is going to be half belted that I can get.
No, it's immune. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, it'll just sparkle
The
prettily, I guess.
Revels in your fiery tickles. Okay.
Squishies
so
for
14...
the bad fire pony. Yep, so that's the first attack.
Bad fire pony. Yes.
And the second is, I'm going to just keep going with rapier again.
Hang on, let me see if that's blooded.
Ooh, I got a nat 1. Well,
No, not yet. Okay, that's a miss. See some
okay,
video.
so bonus action, short sword,
Shik, shik, shik.
14.
On the white?
On the, yeah.
Just hits.
Ooh, okay. That's going to be an additional 9 piercing.
Alright. Thank you.
But because of your name on the stream.
Oh, that's
like the
not
cat's
magic, right?
invisible.
The short sword?
Yeah.
It's got a star next to it, but no, it's not.
Silver is not magical.
Okay,
forgot about
so that is reduced to 4. So that puts them up there. Okay, thank you. Noted, noted. And that is Edgar's turn with the whites up next.
Yes, yes. So first, I'm going to cast Healing Word, but this time it'll be second level for Sara, and that's going to be a total of 10
there they are.
healing.
There they are.
And as Asara kind of awakes from that, it's like, now the nightmares must have made you really sleepy, huh? And then he's going to patter over to see the white in front of Xenacus in his view. Now you're not supposed to be over there, and cast Thorn Whip towards it.
Nice.
And that's going to be 18 to hit.
On the white.
Correct.
That hits.
Awesome. And okay, so that will be. So it's
No, he's
going
having
to be 9 piercing and 5 necrotic.
It
for a
had
total
1
of
HP
14.
left after Xenacus' attack, so tell me what happens.
Nice.
Thank you, Bolly.
As he like,
Edgar, you have inspiration from Body Fire Smith. So
awesome.
thank you.
So as he kind of like wrapped around and said it, he like, he barely pulled. He kind of just like tugged and it fell apart. And he was like, oh, well, I need to watch my strength, I suppose.
Yaminua, nothing tonight will be spoilery, but we will be visiting locations from the module, so the campaign later on could get spoilery for you. But then there
Bits
will,
of it, not
yeah,
all of
exactly. There will be bits where we're going off to different parts of Ravenloft, to different domains of Dread, but we are going to be still exploring some of Barovia. So yes, tread carefully, my friend. Okay, destroyed.
And then I will move
Wait.
right up over here.
Bleh. Okay. Thank you. Which brings us to the last remaining white, who is going.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Is it 10 feet?
He is. Oh, right. He's in the back of the horse. Whoops. Let's see. He is 10 feet. Sweet.
Con?
Yep.
Natural 20.
Nope. Okay, no damage.
Wahahaha.
Ah, so it's an all or nothing.
Undeath, the ultimate cure for allergies. Okay. As the white lashes out with its sword at you, Esmeralda.
Okay.
Chop. 17.
Misses.
Grr. Life drain. 21.
Misses. Ah!
Oh, god damn it. Yaminua, yes, all of our episodes and VODs are on YouTube. As Esmeralda dances out of the way mockingly.
Yeah.
There's the link there for you, Yaminua.
I'm just Matrix style, kind of lean back.
You just say it slow motion, just woof through the air
Yeah.
above your head. Okay. Limbo, limbo, limbo. Okay. Yeah, sorry, everyone. You were way over here. Move, map, move. Fire. Yeah, let's do this instead. There we go. Okay, thank you, Xenacus.
Were you thanking me?
No,
Okay.
never.
5,
Never.
10, 15,
Oh,
20.
I just moved the map and now you're running away.
Damn it. Everyone's blocking my path.
Whoopsie.
If you want to
You,
do a
like, jump
dexterity
over
check, you could
Edgar?
leapfrog over Edgar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will try and leapfrog over Edgar then. If
You can see
if
the
you're
mushroom on
allowing
top
that,
is
I will
bouncing.
definitely try it first because that's hilarious.
Teabag his poor campestry.
Like a.
Acrobatics
Now
then?
you're truly part of the team.
It's like, sweaty werewolf gusset.
Well, that's a 21 on acrobatics.
Okay.
I imagine it's like a mushroom gorge in Mario Kart where like you bounce on the mushroom and then like do
Like I was just going for
my
5
God,
like
yes,
the spare
please.
extra, but I bounced and I've gone like 20 feet because of the
Yeah.
extra spring. Like, "Oh!"
Well, you would, but luckily hovering just above you, there is a block with a star on it. You just go
Yeah.
ding, and like come down
Yeah,
again.
I hit it, come down. I'm safe. So thank you very much.
Okay, one gold piece as it rises up from inside the block.
I think we're playing the wrong game.
We're also playing in a Disney module. This started out strange. Disney, Mario, it's everything.
The ultimate crossover episode.
And just because I can.
Oh yes. So
Why would
jealous
you
to
show us
this
that
day.
again?
Okay, that is 18 to hit on the horsey,
So mean.
and that's 19 radiant and 6 lightning damage.
Alright. Thank you. Anything else?
Yep, second attack. That is 13 to hit. That just hits.
Just
on
hits,
the
yep.
horses.
Mhm.
That was another 2. Like ridiculous. 16 radiant and 5 lightning.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, 2 massive cuts as you attack the
Like the-
fiend. Yes, yes, the sunlight glaring forth. It is blooded.
Yeah, it's also very bright around me.
It is. It is. Okay, Asara, you are lying on the ground with all this violence happening above you.
I stand.
Correct.
That will be my first action. And then I am going to take my short sword and stabbeth this pony in front of me.
It protests loudly.
23!
I'll hit.
Ooh.
And that's gonna be 7 damage.
Noted.
Almost the leastest
What-
damage I
what
could
kind
have
of
done.
damage?
Piercing.
Is that a magical weapon?
It's not a magical
Ah,
weapon.
there was less damage you could do. Okay.
Listing the knife all evening here, John, aren't you?
Famio has a very good point though.
I'm not on the Twitch chat.
Sneak-
I can't see.
Sneak attack.
Question mark?
I can't do sneak attack unless I have advantage.
You have
So-
friendos next door.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah! Yes, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Damiel.
That's what friends
We'll
are
do that as
for.
well. Friends,
Give me
yay!
a sneak attack.
Yay!
So that's gonna
Killing
be
ponies
12.
with.
The real magic is the friends we thought we'd lost to lycanthropy along the way.
That's gonna be 12 damage, and I am going to not move so I can take my bonus action of steady aim.
Alright. Does that sneak attack damage get halved?
I think so, because
Right.
it's basically
Same kind of
it
damage.
deals the same as what
Yeah.
the weapon's damage is.
Yeah.
So we need to get Sarah a magical weapon.
Okay, thank you. Magical weapon, you say? He says, looking around for his massive book of magical items.
The book of 1,000 magical items.
Well, 950.
I mean, round up. That's what D&D does.
No, it runs down.
Rounds up
Wrong
occasionally.
and wrong, Michael! Get
Rounds
it
up
right!
occasionally.
Anything else, Sarah? You're good.
No, that's gonna be it.
Alright, Esmeralda.
Yes. There is a pony in front of me. There's also an undead thing. I'm going to go for the undead thing first.
Noted.
And I'm going to attack again, same as before. Green Flame Blade and Rapier. Pacha! 27. So that's 12 piercing plus dun, 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 3 fire.
Okay. You
Um,
cut into the creature.
yes, I do. And then I do it again.
Does
26.
what was Green Flame Blade does what?
3
On the same creature?
on the undead. Yeah.
Okay.
It deals an extra D8 on the main attack, and then it
Yeah.
splits over some extra damage onto the secondary target, but the secondary target
Is
fire,
immune, so
Oh, of course.
that's not happening. John. So second attack is 26 to hit and 12 piercing.
All right. No problem, Hans. Safe drive. You look after that baby. And
then I
its
have,
motherly vehicle. Sorry. Hans's wife is
No,
pregnant.
no.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, that's very exciting. I'm sorry to have interrupted. I'm
Okay.
gonna attack my bonus action on the pony with my short sword. Whatcha?
Well, sorry. First things first.
Oh.
Tell me what happens to this
Oh.
poor white.
I thoroughly aerate it with my rapier.
Rah.
Actually, can I Sparta kick it into the lava
Absolutely.
from the horse? I don't know how it's going to
Just-
sleep up
I mean,
with my
just-
graceful
I mean,
lay down.
you're the one that doing the Matrix. You can do a Trinity,
Yeah.
jump up, and just
Yes, I jump up, praying mantis.
kick it off the back of the horse.
Yes, right into the lava.
Like backflip off the white back onto the.
Yes. Three-point landing.
Save the horse. Yes, they deserve a nightmare mount. I agree.
Well, I'm going to miss with the short sword anyway, I'm pretty sure, because I hit with an 11.
Okay, yes, that does miss. Okay.
Okay. Well, we can't win them all.
Edgar.
Okay.
Friend it. With the druid. You want a little bit of damage.
I could if we wanted, but
But he's a
it
ruthless
does not.
killer.
That hurts.
This horse is not with Edgar's beliefs. So, Edgar is going to first use the attack with my shillelagh powered staff, which is going to be 21 to hit.
It hits.
And so that will be. Yay. So it's going to be 15 bludgeoning damage and 5 necrotic.
Okay. Again, a fiery, swirling vortex that implodes upon itself. As Yaminua, don't worry. In a way, the horses are being saved as they are just returning to their wide, open, fiery pastures on the Nine Hells.
They're happier there,
Oh,
right? We're doing them a favor.
okay. And it is gone. And you, my friends, are out of initiative.
Well, well.
Zara, you're right.
I'm
I'm gonna
awake
drag her by the scruff of the neck towards the church.
and look. Let me go! I'm so
No,
annoyed.
you're not going in that lava.
I'm gonna turn towards Edgar and be like, "Can I borrow that stick?"
Getting
But
pulled.
of course, here you are.
And then I'm just beating Xenakis behind me as he's dragging me back. Like as I'm passing by Edgar, I'm like, "Can I borrow that stick? Thank you." Bam, bam, bam.
Just like not even care, just taking it, just like dragging you into the church. As soon as you're in the church, I'll let you go.
As you there,
My,
Priestess Ava is just dragging that white's body out and just casts it out
Princess.
into the.
Princess.
All of you, come inside quickly.
I'll
Sorry
start
about that
trying to
one.
put.
I'm already
after we're all in.
here.
After we're all in, I'm gonna start putting like some of the pews up against there and try and blockade this hole that is it beat down the door before.
I can help you with
Yes.
that.
Okay. The villagers are huddled together fearfully, looking at the doorway. Both doorways now shattered and wide open, despite the attempts to barricade them. And you, yeah, everyone can you can move inside there. The villager that arrived with his daughter comes over to you and he's like, I thank you all. You saved my little Isabella. I hope your wolfy nuts are okay.
And he just he puts his paw up for like a high five for the girl.
No. really high up so she can reach it. She's 3.
Yeah, just enough for her to reach it. It's like you go down for the kids, like little high five for her because she did it. It was a good kick. It was a good stiff kick she gave me.
She kind of looks like questioningly to her father, and he kind of looks like, you know, like the gif with the guy with the beard, like. And she does a little jump.
Oh. He's trained her well.
And forever on, she was the girl who slapped the werewolf.
She who kicked
The wolf slap.
She who kicked a werewolf in the balls.
Even better.
An appropriate name.
That's her title. Like she only became like a middle management, but she was always like manager. What was her name again?
Isabella.
Isabella?
Manager Isabella. She who kicked the werewolf in the balls. It's like, you don't need the title. I'm only middle management. No, we always need the title.
Okay.
This is an awful episode of The Office.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
Sarah, Laura Bones feels you deserve a nice cold beer.
just brings it to me here in the church. Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, a Barovia.
There was one left in the fridge.
I'm gonna drink my now canon cold out of nowhere beer.
And here in the crypt, it's colder down there.
What do you?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
No, there's a couple of. There's like a wagon that's been pulled into the thing, and they're just tailgating at the end of this.
I'm not looking at anyone. I'm just drinking the beer on the floor, and I'm like, so miss me while I'm drinking. Where's everybody else?
They're alive, if that's what you're asking.
Damn it! You've ruined my plot.
I'm gonna.
What are you thinking of another? We're supposed to act morose and upset.
As soon as Zinnicus says that, I'm gonna turn around and punch him. She does nothing.
Yeah, okay,
And turn back to Esmeralda and be like, I mean, that's half of what I mean.
we succeeded.
I was meant to be here. He's gone.
What?
It
Okay,
worked.
so where's everyone
It
else?
worked. Fanta is where it happened.
She can't leave. He can't leave, so she can't leave.
What?
The doll, the plan, put it into the creepy little puppet thing.
But she can't leave?
Nope.
She's now his guardian.
It's a good thing Vanta likes to stare into space.
She didn't seem that bothered, to be perfectly honest.
Seemed like it was pretty much according to plan. If there's any consolation in that.
I mean, it was all of the Raven Queen's wills, so as far as she's concerned, it's the right thing.
Job done.
I look up in the rafters, and Krieg?
He's flying away to save Wafty.
He had an urgent Wafty saving mission, this is true. We don't quite know where he is right now, but he's probably with Wafty.
Gotta go find the other airwolves. Get a helicopter
See
division.
what he can.
I've missed a lot in 2 days.
Yeah.
One
Also,
day. One night.
yeah.
Day and a half.
In
Also,
day-
I've got
in
this now, and I like pull out
2 days.
my lightsaber. Bright
Uh,
light.
I try and shield you from the light.
Yeah, I know exactly. I can torment her with light. It's great. Ah,
So rude.
the drow.
Just like,
Obscene sunburn. Obscene sunburn.
you're rude.
If I was a stricter DM, every time you pulled out that weapon, she would have disadvantage on everything. She's
Xenakis, look what you've done. Just like, I'm fighting and Xenakis pulls out his weapon and I'm like, God, stab myself in the eye.
Ah, jeez.
I see why the ladies have led me to you all. Quite an interesting group of
Ladies.
adventurers you are.
What lady?
The ladies.
Yeah, where'd you get this?
Oh,
He came with you.
What?
We only met
Why
him
are
very
you here?
briefly.
Yes, you
I
saw him at the
I
gates.
also
Yeah,
like
we
to
saw
know
we
actually.
roughly saw him when he shouted "Nay, nay, adventurers," and then vanished into the
yeah.
ether.
Yeah.
Yes, Mason. Vanished into the ether.
For shame, I know.
Switch.
I'm gonna be like, so you rolled in with me? I dragged you in?
Okay, you do
I'm
the thing.
assuming that Xenicus still has his sword out. I'm just like,
I'll turn it off. And then as soon as she looks up, I turn it back on really quickly, and then turn it off properly.
I don't even look up because I know that's exactly what you're gonna do. I don't even look up.
You move your head,
Michael
but
and
keep your hands
Xenicus are
there.
the same person, and I know exactly how this would work.
But it's gone now.
So
Assault?
who sent you? I'm fully ignoring Xenicus now. Who sent you?
Well, the ladies have sent me, of course.
That could mean
Ladies.
anything.
Which ladies? There's a lot of ladies.
Your mom, a brothel, your sisters. What's going on?
Or
We
both.
call them the ladies of the fangs. They guide us.
Yeah, where's Crick when you need him? Our friend was a I don't know, chosen
a fan
one.
of the ladies.
A fan of the ladies.
The ladies.
Our friend was a fan of the ladies.
It's either all Uncle John or we're all sobbing. You get absolutely no in between.
Fine with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
He had a necklace with some like floating movement of pictures of we could see the ladies.
Sounds so sketchy.
As you can see, you may
Yeah.
have taken care of Strahd, but from everything else you can see around, there's still much more to be done.
I mean, there's that giant mountain demon. Yes, that's
Of course. And I
I'm very
believe,
worried about that.
I believe I can assist you all with your endeavors, if you can assist me, of course.
And what is it that you're after exactly?
Well,
It's a really upset
you wish
child.
to
A little
help me
PowerPoint presentation.
So upset.
I mean, there is a werewolf in the room. It's probably a bit off-putting.
Do you wish to help me free Barovia?
Didn't we do that already?
The mists surround us still. Much more to be done.
I'm not sure I have much choice in this, quite frankly, but yes.
I mean, if the mists are still here, we ain't getting home until it's dealt with.
Yeah, you've got our hands tied, Edgar.
Well then,
The father,
Not that we're not willing, to be clear.
the father of the that you helped out with his daughter before, comes over, and he's dressed in workman's clothes, stained white in several places with stone dust, you would say. So it looks like a stonemason.
He's a mason.
But he comes over, and he says, You're one of the forest folk, aren't you?"
well that will be correct, of course.
"Did I hear you mention the Fanes?
That is correct.
Would you be referring to the mountain, forest, and swamp?"
You are quite knowledgeable, yes.
I know more than many do around these parts of the old ways. The beings that were worshipped here before Strahd took their powers for himself.
The sites still need to be restored after he did so.
If everything I've read in my research is true. Whilst those sites remain defiled, Strahd, no matter what you have done to him, will still have control over their aspects of the veil. He is still the land.
Then we better finish what we started.
I think Greg knows what to do, unless you do as well.
In thanks for what you've done for my daughter and I. If there's anything I can do to help, look me up here in the village. If we get through this night, look me up any time and I'll see what I can do. This is the most like computer game dialogue we've ever done.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And it's like,
We'll do that really nice
we go
stonewall.
speak to him again, and he's like, if there's anything you need, just look me up in the village.
It's like, this is like a normal night in the tavern. It's like, if we make it through this night.
Yeah. I mean, it all fits, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's only when we complete the quest and we come back, his dialogue will change. So.
That you have to make that canon full circle, John. He has to show up in a tavern. By gods, you did it. And like at the end.
In a drinking game.
Yeah. If we can just make it through this night.
You have him show up in every tavern from here till the end of the campaign. And we all try to
Repeat
talk
dialogue.
to him for
Hey,
goodies.
this is the Awakiverse. Stephanie, of interest to you, if you were to watch the VOD of our Out of the Abyss game from earlier today, you would have seen one of the players depart the game, sadly, but leave through a Fey crossing and arrive in the domain of the Feywild that's in Wild Beyond the Witchlights. And he may have... Actually, don't watch the VOD because it's a bit spoiling. But he may have... and Charlie, you too in chat. And Scarlett too. I suppose so, everyone's here. Hey! Nearly got the full group. We just need a Colby Cobs. Yes. I leapt on an opportunity to cross-campaign shenanigan.
There you go.
Now. Oh. Sorry, another hats off to the Arcane Library. I'm just about to read you something, and I just noticed something in the map that is related to it. It's very, very nicely done. You, as you're having this conversation, hear gasps, much like DM Charlie's expression in chat there. There are gasps and shocked exhalations of breath and awe, and the thump of many people falling to their knees and starting to utter prayers, not least Priestess Ava at the forefront of them all, as a winged, golden-armoured woman strides through the church's cracked wall, her body translucent, and her eyes and shimmering halo glowing with daylight. Sorry, like, oh, for fuck's sake.
We recognize her.
Here we go.
And no, it's not Rhea. Not Rhea Mantelmorn from Descent into Venice, although the art would
It's
fit.
me!
It would
It's
fit.
that meme of Spider-Man where it's us both pointing at each other.
Huh?
Yeah.
His eye.
That's not Zariel. She falls. Priestess Ava, goddammit, falls onto her knees
Yes. We win. We win.
before the spirits of Saint Sophia herself, and the saint reaches out a hand, touches Priestess Ava's cheek. You have done well. But you must stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. You must. Hold back. The devil's forces. A little longer. You are weary. But you must find the strength to endure until dawn. And you see this figure with their resplendent armor, and on the front of the armor is a circle, and inside, embossed on the gleaming metal, there is a rose. If you look at the carpet by your feet, Esmeralda,
I will look down.
Looks exactly like that, which is what I just noticed before.
Oh.
Well played. Arcane Library. Ah! He said, sorry, excuse me, everybody.
Scream at Arcane Library.
I'm not, I was screaming at the suddenly zoomed out map.
Scared
Sorry about that.
yourself.
There we go. Try that again. Yes, very nice touch. They always do that, don't you? Do you remember in that Shadow Monk monastery, we all got
Yes.
awed by the details in the rug in that one room.
Yes.
It was like, zoom in.
Like, spent ages just zooming in on the carpets.
Incredible.
The maps are so good.
Incredible
We're
stuff.
like, wait, this statue looks a bit innocuous, and you went like, well, let me get to that. Like, damn it! It spews fire at us. God damn it.
Now, the spirit of Saint Sophia, for it is she.
I was going to ask you to do a persistent check to make sure it's not Tidra.
It is not. Poor teacher. It is not.
Wait, like as the angel leaves, we just like a slight middle finger, to it, just in case it is Tidra.
She stops without looking back. Is like, I saw that.
Tell Tidra.
Everyone in chat, thank you for joining us. By the way, there's so many.
None of
people
these
being here all
characters
the
have met
time.
Tidra, but we just know.
Yes, right. Everyone in my campaigns has a very strong anti-celestial vibe. I try. What can I say? And you, the spirit of Saint Sophia moves instinctively, knowing which of you are injured, and there are 85 villagers still alive here in the church. And as such, you have 85 hit points to spread amongst yourselves as you need them. Asara needs the most.
Sarah's probably.
Yeah, I
gonna
think
need
Asara
most.
needs them the most.
I'm pretty good at the moment. I can probably survive without.
I'm also good.
Yeah,
I was on death's door twice over a raccoon.
Yeah. Quick question to the DM.
Mapak.
How many minutes has it been since this combat started? Since we ran into this church, roughly. Because we also had the barricading and then
an hour.
An hour. Yeah. Great. That's 60. How many?
You're out 18 at the moment.
Yeah. I'm just. As made you, since I've taken damage, it's probably like 20 minutes or something. So I'll just roll it twice. Nice.
So yeah, Asara, the spirit of Saint Sophia comes to you, and she reaches out, and that golden daylight style kind of glow just envelops you, and you instinctively wince. Excuse me. But
Wink.
it doesn't.
Hey.
She says, I'm married to the church.
You also like Celine.
She's also
And
Oh my god.
she not only imparts the healing, but sorry, what I was trying to say. Yes, the daylight style aura does not affects you as normal daylight would. And you do not feel the adverse effects of direct sunlight. But she does look down at you. She's very tall. And says, Asara. Be strong. Do not falter. These people. Your friends. Need you. More than you can know.
I'm sitting on the floor because I was so tired before she came to me, and I'm just like, you know what? I doubt that, but I'll take your word for it.
Do not doubt your worth. Yourself. Who you truly are. Take this. She reaches back to her wings, and between them you see the pommels of her swords, and she draws forth a gleaming golden sword and passes it to you.
How gleaming is it? Is it bright? It's not a lightsaber, correct?
It is not.
I was like, are you gonna steal another one of my things? Like, you stole my werewolf, you're gonna steal my lightsaber? Is that how this is?
We're just gradually pissing Zenicus.
You're just replacing me.
One piece at a time.
You, Asara, are now the proud owner of the Blade of Saint Sophia.
Ooh.
So cool.
So fancy.
Sophia.
Oh, shit.
Fancy.
So fancy.
Edgar
It's good to be back.
walks up to
Okay.
Asara. He's like, huh?
John regrets starting this campaign.
Never.
Well, she said your friends need you, and I do in fact need you. So, would you like to call it friends?
Oh.
That's a
As
little...
he has his paw kind of like gently.
I'm gonna like just push him, and he just slides, just like one thing at a time.
Sorry, I've sent you the details of the sword in Messenger.
Thanks.
It is a long sword. +2.
It looks like it's wearing like a suit, like it has a collar on.
Little
with, like
tux.
Yeah, it's got a little tux on it. Golden
Fancy
tux.
sword.
An additional D8 radiant damage against fiends and undead. You can cast Sanctuary up to 3 times a day. And you can also cast the Hallow spell if it is a holy site of Saint Teragnis or Saint Sophia, which was Saint
Wow.
Sophia's goddess originally, which you need the material components for. And for the duration of this night, and this night alone, for the purposes of wielding this sword, you are a level 20 paladin.
The hell?
Hi.
Just for the sake of unlocking the abilities of this sword. None of the other abilities.
Oh, okay. Just
Yes.
as far as the sword is concerned, you're a level 20 paladin.
Yes.
You're not
okay.
actually a level 20 paladin. I see. Okay.
Accurate.
Okay. Because I was just like, are you raiding us again?
So, all friendly creatures within a 30-foot radius around you have resistance to fire damage, and
That is very useful.
advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Wow.
Nice.
Also,
Fancy.
That's pretty good.
it
Fancy.
becomes a
Fancy.
+3 longsword instead, and instead of the D8 radiant, it does an extra D2 D10
Wow.
Whoa.
just for tonight. Then it goes back to the regular one.
Tomorrow it's
What are you
minus-
planning for tonight? Is my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, that we
For
need this.
tonight.
Yeah, the fact that we need this is scary.
Hey, it's in the story. I'm just following the module.
Are we gonna have
Death
to
is
find
on
Not
the door.
constellation.
the bad guy from Fantasia? That's like the mountain.
Start hacking the ground.
Did you guys
Used-
not recognize the music?
I used that in the. It is literally. Yeah, that was the
We are
inspiration.
actually fighting.
It's the same. It's the
Fantasia.
same. It's the same name as well. It's Chernobog. And she did a video walkthrough of this adventure on YouTube, and she said that you should play the music. So, okay. After bestowing her gifts and healing, she exits once more through the church wall. And you notice that all the time she was there, she kept looking back over in the direction of the mountain, even though it's not visible through the walls of the church. And she returns to her statue.
Well,
I'm gonna turn to Xenakis and be like, I got a new toy too.
On guard.
What? You win.
Ava comes over. Please, you have been gifted with a holy relic of
Sorry.
the church. Now, everyone may take a short rest
yay.
as well.
So did I got healing, right? Already?
Yeah.
We actually-
Yeah.
As I said
How much
before,
did we split? Like, how much was it again? Just to double
I
check.
think
It was 85.
given Sarah
85.
I think we should heal Sarah to full, personally.
Yeah.
I also wouldn't
I'm
mind
fine, especially with the
That's
short rest.
49.
Oh, then we might have enough to heal everyone to full anyway.
Yeah. So I used 49 of that 85.
Okay.
Mason, quick maths.
I'm sorry, 45 from 85. That's going to be 30.
No,
Are you adding
49
45 to-
from 85, so it's going to be 36.
Oh,
I have a
36,
calculator.
How much do you need?
I would need 28 to get the full.
You get 28, which leaves us with some.
28.
8. Do you need any?
No, 18. Sorry.
18. Do you need any, Edgar?
He's got 36
not.
extra HP.
Okay, then I'll take the last of it because I only needed
Okay.
I only needed 9.
Okay.
One of the villagers randomly feels boistered. Yeah.
And you take your rest, listening to the distant roars and cracklings and screeches of Chernobog and his minions as they cavort and celebrate what they mistakenly believe to be their permanent release, which is why he's not being more proactive and swooping down the hillside.
I can deal with them in the morning. The raider.
Well, shit.
He couldn't.
Yes. And as you're resting there, I think we shall leave the village of Barovia for today, as we're getting close to finish anyway. And this is a nice spot. A huge thank you to all of my players now that we have everyone gathered together. It is an absolute pleasure, as always. Thank you, everybody. Good to have you
Had
back
multiple alarms set.
on the channel. Good to have you back on the channel. I'm just worried about next week when it's an hour earlier, both of you.
We
Don't
were
forget.
both ready though, because I told Mason last night, oh no, we already did daylight savings time. It's an hour early. And then Mason
Nope.
wrote me, he's like, haha, funny, Steffi. And I'm like, no, I really fucked up. An hour.
I was like, oh, Steffi, you got me. And then, like,
So yes,
Practice today.
a massive thank you to everyone. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure jumping back in with everyone and having Mason
Thank
and
you.
Stephanie back on
Yes,
the channel.
thank you.
And
Running such a great session. Thank you very much.
a pleasure as always.
Putting up with us.
And yes, I'm putting up with us. That is a very big part of what you do.
Very-
Up with us.
that is not the word. That is not the word. It's absolutely fine. But a massive thank you to everyone who's joined us as well. We had a big chunk of folks in. Thank you for everyone in chat and everyone lurking away there as well. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subscriptions and the bits and everything. Thank you all. It's been absolutely wonderful. If you are not already, do give us a follow. Not only for the chance to come over to our followers Discord, I will send an invite after we have gone offline, but also because we are in the beta for it, we have followers emotes. You do not have to be a subscriber to get your hands on some of those cute little phoenixes, which are much sought after. I used them in someone else's chat, and one of the players on the game, I think it was over who was it? I can't remember who it was. One of the players was like, I need those, I'm going immediately, and she came over to our channel, subscribed, and then went back.
Aww,
That's lovely.
what a compliment to the artist.
I know, yeah, I told them, definitely.
Aww.
Yes, they do like the emotes, and you can have a nice sample of them as just a follower as well. And if you're a subscriber, you get even more. I need to get some more made. We've got more slots now with these follower emotes. But yes, a massive thank you, everybody. And we will see you all again very soon. A day from now, in fact, Friday, we'll be back across far to the east, on the edge of the Sea of Fallen Stars, as we continue the new campaign, Jacinta's Tyranny, from the fabulous CZRPG. Do come and join us to experience this as yet unreleased adventure, as we have our fantastic players, including Quest Junkies UK over there in chat, who will be joining us for the first time in this second session, and we will get to meet their wonderful character, and you can see all the fantastic art and everything for that. And I think we're talking about, Vicky, it's only 7 games, and then the one that I play in as a player. It's fine. And we will then be carrying on into Saturday, when we will be over on Quest Junkies UK for our Rodania game in the fantastic homebrewed world, with Esmeralda and Xenicus in other guises here, and me as a bear. So come and see us as a bear. I backed the Cobalt Press Eventide's thing that's coming out on Kickstarter, because it has lots and lots of bear folklore. Also, Patch, I need to send you the magical items thing that I got. Oh, Shangja D&D, thank you so much for the raid. We are just wrapping up here, but it is wonderful to see you as always. Thank you, everyone. Welcome, awesome, rara. And everyone, thank you for the follow. I'll give you a shout for our Discord later, and enjoy those followers' emotes. And we we'll be heading over there to Rodania. And yes, as I was saying, Patch, I do need to let you know about those magical items I found recently, because there are lots of honey-themed ones in there. Definitely worth a look. Right, okay, welcome, Raiders. Hope you're doing well. Let me get those little phoenixes. If you got them, folks, let them fly. Welcome in, those Raiders. Welcome, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic session. Let me do a quick shout-out there. Everyone, if you can, please head on over to Changer D&D. Give them a follow, give them your support. Lovely folks over there who have been, I assume, playing D&D. Yes, they have. Okay, I hope you had a fantastic session, everyone, and thank you for joining us in the raid here. We are wrapping up, as I said, but let us continue on and continue this raid to go in, keep on rattling through the planar existence that is Twitch. And I almost said Twitter, which is Twitch. And then we shall see where we can head after that. But at the moment, we're talking about the future, the distant future. Yes, so we have Jacinta's Tyranny tomorrow, over on Quest Junkies UK on Saturday for the game over there. Fantastic stuff. Come and see me. GM Workshop. This is from the fantastic Sirenscape. This is from the... And Corsair's Cove. Hey, how you doing, sir? Welcome, everyone. So just hang around, everyone. This is from the Curse of Strahd sound sets, the Argon Vostholt sound set in that particularly, and it is called Chapel of the Morning Choir. Chapel of the Morning Choir. It's lovely. It's a very nice play. It's the themes that they use throughout the Curse of Strahd music, but done in this kind of choral style. And there's an amazing moment where you have a fight with Revenants in there, which is a rather stressful fight that we had a while ago. Welcome in, pirate. You're pirate, swashbuckling raiders. It's good to see you all. Hey, Mother of Bunnies, good to see you. Welcome, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic time. Hey, Kosakniko. Welcome. Hey, Chaotic. Raid indeed. Okay, let me do another shout out. Sorry. I'm gonna get through. Hang on.
We do have a giveaway on. So.
We do have a giveaway on as well. Yes. Oh, thank you very much.
To win this to win the adventure that we were playing today.
Yes, we are playing the fantastic Night on Devil's Peak from Arcane Library. If you are not already, do jump in the giveaway there. This is your chance to be entered into that. Hey, Cossack Nico, welcome. And do, yes, give that a try there. I think you have to be following us as well, so give us a follow, and then type in !enter for your chance to win. And we shall be drawing the winner very, very soon. So, after Question Junkies UK, we are rolling into next week. Tuesday, after we missed this week, we'll be having another delve into the Frozen North, Icewind Dale, as we continue our Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign, and they start to venture into the depths of the upside-down Netherese Tower that they have found out in the frozen tundra. And that'll bring us around all the way to next week, when we'll be back in the Underdark for the Ice of the Abyss, and then back here in Ravenloft to enjoy Barovia and beyond. So, a huge thank you for everyone for joining us today. If you have not already, there's last chance to jump into the giveaway. Real good. Okay, going. Gone. Boop. Okay. That says open. It shouldn't say open. It should say closed. I pushed the close button.
It says all in.
That was weird. Okay. Boop. I think that has worked. Has that worked?
Be careful, because it lagged out last time and put 2 people.
I know, right? You can do this. You can do this. Okay. It is lagging, but very handily here we have. I see you played Nerd Allies. Get things going and we'll be with you in just a moment. There is very handily 10 people in chat in the giveaway at the moment here. And let's have a look here. Okay. We had 10 people in already, and then we have, let's have a look here. So, oh god, yeah. Don't you love it when Streamlabs crashes on you? Isn't that nice? Hang on, I don't want to make sure we're not missing anyone here. Serum, I see you, mates. Cheers. Okay, so that's the more 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, there we go. Yes, I see everybody there. Right, I am going to do this in chat so you can see exclamation roll 15. We have 15 folks in there. Boom. I rolled a 10. Okay, so going through here. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you had a fantastic session. Good to see you all. The new people we've been very active in chat as well tonight. Thank you so much. Tonight's copy of the Night on Devil's Peak from Arcane Library goes to our good friend and new person and friend in chat here, Yummy Noir 79.
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Yay, congratulations!
I hope you enjoy it as much as we are, and everyone else. Do join us again whenever we play with Arcane Library material, as we will be also in the near future at other times as well. You can get your chance to win a copy of said stuff. Okay, so we shall be sending the details to you. Check your Twitch whispers there, Yummy Noir, as we will be sending that over soon. Right, okay, so everybody, thank you all so much for joining us today. Absolute pleasure to have you all here, and we will see you all again very, very soon. Let me do one last shout out for the Discord there. Give us a follow, and if you have already this evening, I will be sending you a Discord invite in your Twitch whispers, so have a look at that as soon as we go offline a bit later on and I say goodbye to these lovely people. But let us, thank you Hans, good to see you, and thanks for everything today. Let us head on over to those Twitch stream team buddies of ours over at Play Nerd Allies, as they are getting things set up do hang out and chat with each other in their opening screen as they are getting ready to roll. And we are going to head on over there raiding. Let me get this all set up here. Play Nerd Allies. Fabulous, fabulous folks. Do stick around and enjoy their incredible stream. It's going to be a good time, I can promise you that. But that's all for us from today, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. But until we do, as we like to say around these parts, what do you see me to say? Thank you, everyone.
Yes, me.
Yes, me.
Bye.